Hello, this is Rebecca here, and today I've been wanting to get onto my camera here and make a video making these cute little Valentine sparkle wands. And actually, they could be more than just Valentine's, but I'll tell you why I'm saying it's Valentine's. So basically I made this one just a few minutes ago because I wanted to try it with the little lace around the heart, and then I also wanted to just kind of show that as an example. But this is the one I created last week, and I've been kind of putting it on my stories on Instagram. But I actually love both of them, but this one, for me, for some reason, this one, I think it's because it has the lace on it. It's calling my name. So anyway, so I'm going to show you guys how to make this one. But if you don't like lace or you don't want to add lace, you can just omit that part of the tutorial here. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So basically, there's just a few items you'll need. Now, these are the little stickers that came in the Valentine Create with Rebecca kit. And so they're really fun. They have like these little shaker glitter stickers. And so if you don't have these, you could definitely do something like maybe punch some hearts and use hearts. Like I like to do the glitter, like punch the glitter, or I think I have some in here. This is a little thing I put together for Valentine's, and I got a couple of these little hearts from either Hobby Lobby or the dollar store, and you can use these as well as, these are those little foamy hearts, or if you have like some little jeweled ones, you can use jeweled ones. These are some glitter heart, the glitter foam, and these are some little plastic pieces. I don't know how those exactly would work, but there are other options in case you don't have the little glitter hearts. Now, just keep in mind too that I did have the Valentine kit, which is typically I release the kits on the 1st of the month, but I wanted to get these in the mail, so I opened them up. I believe it was January 15th, but I still have a few left in my shop. So if you would like to get one, there's still some in there, and I'll leave my link below to my website. But if not, there's other opportunities that you can kind of get the same idea using other things that you probably have in your stash already. So let's go ahead and get started. So basically, simple, very, very simple supplies. I keep these on hand. These are these little wooden, you can buy them at Hobby Lobby. I mean, literally, this is how many came. I've used a bunch out of here. They have different sizes. This is about the 8-inch, I believe, or something like that around. It's a little over 6 inches, but I like the long one because I'll show you what I did with my planner. So I use a personal planner. I also use I use a happy planner too, but I also use a traveler's notebook. But what I like to do is just kind of slip these down in like the back pocket, and have them stick up just like that, so they're kind of cute and hanging out. Or you can easily just kind of I always have this little sparkle wand in here, but you can also add it to your front pocket here and have it without all the little fluffiness. Just add it or put it in here as a bookmark. I like that idea as well. And then also, you can keep them out of your planner altogether and add them to like a pencil. And that looks so cute, just sitting on your desk. So anyway, I just love these little ones. They make me very, very happy. So anyway, okay, so basically I start out with this little wooden stick. You can even get the little round dowel sticks if you like, but I like these because they're flat, and that way I can kind of mash my whatever I'm going to put at the top. I can mash it between it. So how you can either paint it, you can add different kind of washi on here, which is what I'm going to do, but you can also paint it or rope twine around and glue it, whatever fits your fancy, so to speak. But basically, I just took a piece of washi and I measured it out, the length of the stick, and I laid it down flat here. It's kind of tricky to get it, or don't stick to your fingers. And then I just place that little wooden stick right smack dab in the middle of the washi. And then basically I just fold it over. This is such a very simple way to cover these. And of course you got your endless possibilities because you've got all the different washis in the different colors. Whoops. And the washi is pretty forgiving if you don't do it exactly like this one. I didn't quite get it covered, folded on me too quickly. Okay, there we go. There we have it. So it's basically covered. And then I'm just going to take the edges and trim them off like that. So that way you have the rounded. Then you've got it covered. Isn't that pretty? So, okay, so then I actually have these two extra little pieces left. So I'm going to use them. And then I basically just took, I had this large, I have all this mess over here. You guys can't see it in the camera, thank goodness. But I brought in literally all the ribbon that I wanted to use. I've got some gold in here. I love this, but I don't, it's a little too, well, I say it's too big. It's whatever you feel like putting on there. You could do this. I mean, there's so many endless things you can do. There's this vintagey, which actually I might use this lace that I bought at an antique shop a while back. Or what I did was I took this piece of lace, and it's really too wide for what I want, and I just cut this piece in half. So actually, being that it's very light color, I'm going to go ahead and go with this piece here. So now what I learned on these particular puffy little stickers, when you put the hot glue on there, as you can imagine, that plastic is pretty thin, so it might bubble up. And I was very concerned, but I mean, I put a generous amount on this one here, and I can kind of tell, but not really, that it made the back of it bubbly. I did the same thing here, but I just did the edging, and it did a lot better on this. Now, if you're using glitter cardstock or even the foam, I don't know, I guess I use a high temp glue gun, so it may cause the foam to bubble. I don't think so, but there's always that possibility. And so just kind of keep that in mind when you're doing your project. So I'm going to take this lace, and I'm just kind of like, I'm folding it up a little bit just to give it that ring, you know, that little ruffly look to it. But overall, I'm just basically attaching it to the sticky part. Now, what I did notice is when I do this and I put the glue, I'm going to have to go, I'll show you actually what I've kind of had to figure out. So I'm going to get my glue gun, and I'm going to just basically go around where the lace is, and then I'm going to put my stick down and then put the other sticker on top of it. So what I did before was I did this, and I noticed, I was like, oh no, it ruined the sticker. And really, you can't tell once it's together. It kind of like fixes itself, so to speak. But if you did too much, excuse me, if you did too much, I could see that being a problem. So I'm going to stick my stick down. Of course, I'm going to get glue on myself, right? And then I'm going to take this little guy and line him up and put him on there as well. Just like that. And then kind of mash it around the edges. And glue is squirting out of this one for some reason. Maybe I put a little too generous. So then, kind of just pick off that extra glue there. I'm going to go in. God, boy, this hot glue is a little crazy today. Okay. I'm just going to go in and kind of check to make sure, like this was kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but this little piece right there is just kind of coming undone. So I'm going to just kind of squeeze a little bit more glue in there. And push it together. I had that hot glue heating up for a while, so that could be why it's acting so crazy. It's been heating up, it's wanting to get all the hot glue gun. So I'm just going to kind of pick those off there. Okay, that looks good. Still got the shakes going on there, little sparkles. Perfect. Okay, and I just kind of check the edges, make sure that none of the lace is coming apart from the actual sticker. So there you have it. Okay, so now the fun part is you get to pick what kind of little ribbon you want. So I'm going to go ahead and add some eyelash yarn. I've got it just a simple white one. Now keep in mind what I like to do. I did like to add this little beaded one on there as well. Where's my other? Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna see what I got over here on this one. What I was gonna say is keep in mind that I tie a little bow ribbon. This one I used it was a pink with the silver sparkle on it. But I like to use very sheer, because to me, I can make bows easier than real thick ribbon. Like this ribbon like this would be kind of, to me, you can definitely do it, but it's a little tricky, I think. So I just like to use that, this is a ribbon it is. It's a sheer floral ribbon. Do y'all hear the train? Yeah. It's funny, I was talking, my son came and stayed at Christmas. He doesn't live here, but he, you know, he'll come and visit, you know, of course, for Christmas and things like that. And he's like, how do you live with the train? And really and truly, you get used to it. You know, it's just kind of one of those, you don't really hear it, but sometimes I really do think, especially they run a lot at night, and I can see during the summer, we did a train ride, and they were saying that the reason the train has to go so slow is because the tracks get so hot here in Texas. And so anyway, but the funny part was at night, they seem to get so loud, and I don't know if it's because they want to really make sure people know that they are coming, or if they're just like, I don't know, to me, or maybe it just seems more loud because you're trying to sleep, and if you get woke up you hear it. But most of the time I don't hear it unless I'm in my room, in my craft room, my art room, and it's the closest to the railroad. So it's just kind of interesting. Okay, so what I did first was this ribbon here. It's kind of like, I know it's going to take a little bit extra to keep it on, this little beaded ribbon. And so I'm just trying to make it tight as it can go. And then I'm going to add a little splotch of glue and keep it. Boy, the other one I didn't have any problems with at all, but this one is just being all sorts of a pain. Okay, let's see here. We can get it even Steven. If not, that's okay too. There we go. I think I figured it out. Okay. And I'm just gonna, what I like to do is add just a little spot of glue at the top here, the bottom of the heart. And then that way, and then I squish that up into it. And that way it holds it there in place. Then, while that's drying, I'm going to take these particular ribbons and I'm going to actually tie them together. I might have got some that are too long, but we can always trim them up after I get them onto the wand. And then basically, this is kind of where you're going to have to just be tricky about it, but they're all kind of together. And then I just do one little tie. And I just push it all through. And tighten it up. Push it to the top. I'm going to add some glue here in a minute. But I just make sure that it all got, there's some on each side. Like, where is, oh, there it is, the skinny ribbon. Oh, goodness, good grief. It didn't quite push through like the rest of them. So let me undo this one. Now, I've noticed I have done in the past where I've done all the ribbons separately. And that does work, but it can create a big long, wad of ribbons. And on this, like, I created these little wands a while back for a meetup that I did, and it didn't look that bad on them, but it was a very large wand. But for these little small ones, I just don't want that big wad of you know, not that it's a wad, it's just a big long patch of ribbon. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue again. And I'm going to squish it up. Be careful not to burn yourself. Tighten it up. Squish it at the bottom. And that way. And then I just trim off these like that. It's so cute. So then, kind of on this side, and I'll show you, you can see it's kind of like, just like this is the side that I knotted up on, and then this is the side I actually did the bow on. So it's kind of more flat than the side that's knotted. So I just basically take the sheer ribbon here, trim it. I make a simple bow just like tying a shoe. Like that. Boy, I'm having some issues tonight. It's funny when you get on camera how all of a sudden everything's more challenging. Okay, let's see here. Do we get it? You can kind of play around with it. Make this side a little smaller since it's there. Let me do another one. Sorry, that one side was kinking up a little bit. Okay. There. Now this side's doing it, but I think I can work with it here. See, pull it a little bit. Okay. Then I'm just going to add a generous amount of glue right there. And I'm going to put the knot part of the bow. And just kind of press down, being careful not to burn yourself. And then I'm just going to trim these little edges off. I always do it at a diagonal. And there you have it. You have a cute little wand that you can stick anywhere and make a little happy. Anyway, okay, well, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope to have more of these videos coming up. That was part of my New Year's. It was part of my New Year's last year, but last year just kind of got away from me. I'm not sure what happened. But anyway, we're moving on, 2019, and I hope to bring you guys more videos, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.